Okay, we are recording now. Sorry. I can never remember where this is. Wait. Rachel, I unmuted you. Can you please help me?
What do you need, hon?
Share screen. I'm under meetings.
Down at the bottom, next to chat.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. All right. We're muting and recording. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen. Here it is. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. Today, we are going to talk about your social media presence. This is the third week of the Diamond Leader series. If you don't know me already, I am Sharon Blackwell. So on your social media presence, I want to specifically talk about selling versus branding. And real quick, I just want to be sure. Can everybody hear me? Can you give me a thumbs up? Are we good? Okay, awesome. Okay, back to this. Selling versus branding. And that's really important for us to recognize on our social media. And this is just my take. You know, you guys can take it as you like. But I want to talk about branding. How do you feel when you see the Starbucks symbol? And what do you think about when you see these Starbucks, Nike, Mercedes? For me, with Starbucks, it's comfort. Something that my husband and I like to do in the fall is to go to Starbucks and play games and get something cinnamon, pumpkin flavored. For Nike, we see that as inspiration, just getting out there and doing it no matter what, not making excuses. And then lastly, for Mercedes, for that, I think some type of monetary success. And so these three companies specifically haven't had to sell much of anything because they've created a brand, and we know them for their brand and we go to them for their brand. And that's what I want you guys to think about when you're on your social media platform. And that doesn't necessarily mean Facebook. If some of you are better at Instagram, do it there, or YouTube or whatever else. Find that platform and go for it. But then also find different platforms as well, because you want to be knowledgeable in all of those platforms. So the first thing is, don't post valueless content. And what I mean by that is, if it's not adding value to your followers, and just know that whether you have 1 follower or 1,000 followers, you have a following. So don't be posting things like, oh, I have the worst headache ever, or this is the worst day ever, and that's your only thing that you're posting. Post something if you feel a need to say that, which I can't imagine there's any actual need to say something like that when you're running a business like this. But if you do, turn that into something of value. Have a reflection on that. How can you turn that crappy day into a positive day? And with that, adding value to your page. I'll talk more about like how we should post and when we should post and everything else in a little bit, but a great way to find value, if you just don't have the wherewithal to think up of good value-filled posts, is to be doing your personal development every day. If you didn't catch the recording last week or the live training with Chris Zabish, please do. He talked about personal development, and it is incredibly important on your social media. The second thing is, don't go onto your pages and just advertise and sell products. Okay, we are in a business that we're not just selling something. We are sharing our story, and you need to share your story for your following. I see so many of these other companies, and I'm not bashing them, but things like It Works, or that's the only one I can think of at the moment, Advocare maybe, things like that, where people are just literally taking screenshots of their company's website and posting something is on sale for $19.95 and order through me. Like, please don't do that. Please don't do that on your page. That is a huge turnoff, and your followers aren't going to be your followers for long if you're doing that. You need to be sharing your story, being vulnerable, sharing your struggles, and all of that goes within that, because then with that, you are sharing you, which I'll get into in a little bit, but that is your brand. The next thing is, don't rant or be negative. You want to stay positive, and that doesn't mean always butterflies and rainbows, but what it does mean is that, like I said before, if you're having a crappy day, figure out a way to make it positive, or adding that value, as I said before. And take the negativity and turn it into something that can inspire people and motivate people. So often I struggle as a mom with 4 kids, and I know you guys can relate to this in some level. It is hard. It's really hard, but I take that and I can laugh at it. For me personally, I make a lot of fun out of my situations, and it turns into something that can be motivating and inspiring to other moms out there so that they know they're not alone. And lastly, another thing is, don't just copy content or share other people's posts. We want to not necessarily recreate the wheel. You don't want to have to recreate the wheel, but at the same time, don't just copy things word for word. Make it your own. And like I'm saying over on the do side, make it original and creative, because people are following you. If you come to my page, and feel free to, don't just copy what I'm writing and then post it on your page, because then that's not you. I hope that makes sense. You want to make it you because people want to follow you. They're not coming to your page to follow me. So, and then again, if you're going to share a post or a video from YouTube or anything like that, just be sure that you're adding content in that you're having a reflection or saying something. One of our coaches recently shared a YouTube video about moms. It was a hilarious video, but I don't know that I would have gone to the video had she not written a little bit about that and like how this is so relates to her as a mom. So, with that, not just copying, but making it original, making it your own, and being creative. You guys have so much talent out there. Why not just use whatever you are good at and putting that into your social media? Next, what is your brand? For me, I have branded myself and my husband as NAU Fitness. And I'm not going to go into all those details, but if you see any of my stuff, it's always saying NAU Fitness. And so what is NAU Fitness? For me specifically, not even my husband, it focuses on faith and family, and then in specific to moms, fitness, fun, like that. That is my brand. That is my focus. Those are the people that I want to attract to me. And so what you guys will need to do to figure out what your brand is to figure out your top 5. What are your top 5 things that you are passionate about? What are the top 5 things that you want to attract from other people? You want to pull in those people. And like I said, for me, those are my 5. Those aren't necessarily your 5. You may be into other things that I'm just not into. So you need to find who you are and what your brand is. And then another thing, just as a side note, I can put my logo on everything, but another part, I just shared this with my team, so I want to share it with all of you. Part of your social media is the first thing that people are going to see is your profile picture. So make it something that stands out, that's just you, and that can be professional. For example, for this picture, this actually was taken in the hallway of our 3-bedroom apartment and with my cell phone. So it's not necessarily that I went to a photographer to get it done, although you can, but just be sure it is professional and representing who you are and who you want to attract to you. And so then, when and how should you post on your social media? You should be focusing in, like I said, on those top 5 that we just looked at, and then also going into posting at least 6 times a day. If you're unable to, for whatever reason, post that many times a day, I know it's not easy. Look into programs like Hootsuite and SenseShare that can help you by scheduling your posts. I don't suggest doing it for all your posts. You want to have some of them being kind of natural. But if that is the way that you have to do it to get those 6 posts out there for you to be the person that people are seeing on the top of their newsfeed every day, then do that. And then how to post. Like I said earlier, you don't want to be selling and advertising on your page like you would see on a TV commercial, if that makes sense. If you haven't heard of the book by Gary Vee, Jab, 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 Right Hook, I'll just explain quickly what it is. Basically, when you're taking jabs, you're adding content and value on your page. And then after you're doing that, and that right hook is that invitation. Again, you're not selling something, but you're inviting them to be a part of what you have going on. And I apologize if this is like going crazy fast. I want to get it all in quickly. So next, how do your followers feel and what do they think when they go to your page? Do they feel welcomed and comfortable? Do they feel inspired? Do they go to you for success? And do they want to participate? If you go to your own personal page and you don't feel like those are the attributes that are coming from your social media presence, you may want to rethink it and go back to the top 5 things that I mentioned earlier for you that are your focus and your niche, and figure out a way that no matter what you're posting, it goes back into those 5 things. Just at least one of them. We need to help to figure out a schedule, figure out maybe if it's easier for you to do like topic days, like Weakness Wednesday, Transformation Tuesday, something so that you are getting those posts out there and people are feeling like they want to come to your page, that they know that if they go to Sharon's page or Rachel's page or Tiffany or whoever, that they can get this value, that they want to come to you, and that eventually, because you're being consistent in your social media and that you've branded yourself the way that you want, they end up coming to you. I know that was really fast, but any questions on that? I'm going to stop my share and go back like crazy fast, but I guess you can just unmute yourself if you want and ask away. And I'm going to take a picture so I don't forget.
Jeez.
Okay, I think I got it. Does anybody have any questions? No? Rachel, do you have anything to say?
No, I want to say that was excellent. Profile picture. Guys, if you don't have your profile pictures like Sharon was talking about, that should be the #1 thing to just get done right away, because like she said, that your Facebook page is your business now. Make sure that it's a clear picture. You know, like she said, she took hers at home. And if you guys don't know this, you can take the picture and upload it into PicMonkey and you can crop it out. And I think that's what you did with yours, right, Sharon?
Basically, I have my own programs, but yes, it's the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it makes it look professional, but the profile pictures are huge. It really stands out. Make sure that you can see your face. Yeah, definitely get that done if you guys don't have that done. And then the header of your Facebook, right? The cover photo. You can do through PicMonkey as well. It'll create the cover photo. And if you go to some of the top other coaches, you can see how they've done theirs and get examples. But it really adds extra effect to your Facebook page and makes you look professional. So
yeah, because even if you're not at that level of
exactly.
Melanie Mitro, top coach in the network, if you don't come off that way on your page, you're not going to be there. So why not use your page and treat it as if you are #1 in the network?
Absolutely.
Because if you don't have that mantra, then you're not going to be there. So you might as well just do it and go for it. Because it's funny, because now that I changed my profile picture to look a little more professional, every time I see myself commenting on stuff, I'm like, who is that?
Who's that professional person there? It feels good, right?
It does. It gives me confidence.
From the outside looking in, once I noticed that you changed your profile picture, it just kind of gave your Facebook an uplift.
Yeah.
And then, and people from the outside don't know who you are, and they see you as a professional. Right. And it's a good feeling. And it keeps you, like you said, you should really, right off the bat, believe that you're the top coach. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go to the top coach's page, what is it going to look like? Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yep.
Stephanie! Sorry, I just saw her little face pop up on my screen.
For the first time.
Yay!
Hey, I had something I just wanted to add. Can I add something?
Yes.
Yes. I just wanted to share this one thing that I've heard, I've paid for a couple of social media trainings, so I've gotten a few, good nuggets about that. But one of the ones that really sticks in my mind is when you're branding and creating this social media presence, you want to create curiosity as opposed to creating resistance. And when you post stuff about your, really specific Beachbody stuff, or you're really, trying to sell something to people, even, if you're excessive about the Shakeology, mug and all of that stuff, it creates resistance in people because they're like, well, what are you trying to sell me, right? Instead of just showing them how it's working in your life, like you said, sharing your story and the different things in your life and how things are better because of your fitness and, whatever your brand entails. So I really like that, create curiosity rather than resistance. And I try to think of that whenever I'm creating a more detailed post. So that's it.
I love that. That. It makes complete sense. Yep. And I think it also goes back to providing value. If you guys get stuck on a post, just think of something that is going to make somebody's life better today, whether it's a nutrition tip, whether it's a mom tip, or like the other day I found this is so silly, but it was huge. I found some amazing makeup remover wipes for my eyes. And I was like, mom hack, hello, you guys. And it was just, it's just giving value. And making people, want to go to your page and look forward to your posts. That's how you create the following. I like what you were saying, Stephanie. Resistance, what was it?
It is create curiosity. Versus resistance.
Yeah.
And, one other thing too I found, which really surprised me with video, if you're going to do video or live streaming, people love to watch you cook or watch you do something as opposed to just talking about something. Yeah. People really like it. And you don't have to do much, and people are like, oh, that was so fabulous, so wonderful. Like I took the contents of my lunch bag out once and said, see how easy it is to do. And people loved that post. So the more real you are about this is my life and this is how it works, being a fitness person, being a professional, being a Beachbody coach and making all that meld, people like it. The basic stuff. So don't overthink videos and post and live because you can be pretty basic.
Well, in reality, we're our own little reality show, right? Yep. And I'm a reality junkie when it comes down to it. Tiffany's like, so think about that when you're posting, what do you like? What do you get stuck on when you're going to your Facebook? Do you get stuck on somebody talking? The majority of the time, no, you're going to kind of scroll right past that. But if they're doing something like Stephanie said, cooking, showing your lunch, changing diapers, I don't know, it'll stop the news feed and people want to be, they want to see what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So it keeps it entertaining. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So cool.
Awesome. Anybody else? I see my husband's on. Hi, babe. We're good? Yeah? All right. Well, I guess I will end this meeting. Thank you all for hopping on, and we will see you next Monday.
Good job.
Thank you.